he's a love interest.
She told me, when we talked the other day, she told me she had you in mind from day one. She said it's going to be John Schneider.
Aww.
She wrote that role for you.
Thank you.
And what'd you do on Desperate Housewives?
What or who?
Different kind of role for him, so it was really great to see him in that. You know,
That's creepy. Was that creepy?
Yeah, because he gets to play a
creepy,
creep on the show, and I was like, oh.
I said I was creepy. I didn't say I was a creep.
Today, actor John Schneider and Devin Mills are here from the new web series Dating in the Middle Ages. And later in the show, John has some advice for an up-and-coming actor on how to break into the business. Great to have you
Great to
in
be
today,
here.
John.
Thank you very, very
Devin,
much.
a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you for having us.
So, Dating in the Middle Ages, what is this all about? A web series?
Yeah, it's really cool. Devin's a brainchild, right?
Yeah.
You're the brains behind the operation.
Yes, I write it and I act in it. John plays my love interest. And it is about a romance novelist who got out of a 15-year marriage, and now she's back on the dating scene, and she doesn't know anything about online dating, but she's having to learn matchmakers and all this kind of stuff, so it makes for some really fun.
Well, did you talk to Kristen and Avery about how they met online? Another show. Our guest, actually, she's an actress. She heard her husband's CD in the doctor's office and sent him an email through MySpace, and eventually through the manager. And now they're married.
Oh my God!
It all happened through the internet. So
there it is.
Just a thought. It's from one of your episodes.
There's a plot line.
Right here.
Mine is more of a cautionary tale.
A cautionary tale.
A cautionary. Oh, but wait, no, but you.
But not when I show up.
No,
Yeah.
no, he's a love interest.
Yeah.
She told me, when we talked the other day, she told me she had you in mind from day one. She said it's going to be John Schneider.
Aww.
She wrote that role for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And John plays a writer also. He's a photojournalist on the show, so he's kind of in and out of her life. So that's why she ends up dating other guys, because they never can quite.
Oh,
Yeah.
are you standing her up?
They try.
What?
Are you standing her up, or is she?
No, she's standing me up.
Standing
But
up.
it's legitimate
Oh.
because I'm out. You know,
Yes, he gets
taking
called
pictures
away.
of rhinoceroses.
That's right.
Rhinoceros.
You work for National Geographic?
Well, everybody.
Oh.
Travel magazines, all kinds of things. Eddie plays the guitar, and he's exactly what she's looking for. And what's so funny
Your
is
knight in shining.
Exactly. So I'm thinking maybe he's not real. He might just go poof one day. But yeah, it's hysterical because of all of the people who are so obviously not right who float into her life, which I think is where a lot of the comedy is. And it's a musical.
A musical?
Yes.
And wait, you sing. You're the country music singer.
I'm not the singer in it. She's the singer in
I'm
it.
the
you
singer,
sing
but he's going to.
I'm gonna sing at some
I'm
point.
writing him in,
Yes, but it's a musical like if you go online and you check it out, it's a fantastically well-produced music video that's part of every episode, which is really
Every other
every
episode
other
has a musical number in it, and every other episode has like a medieval teaser about a dating thing going wrong back then, hence the double entendre on the name Dating in the Middle Ages.
Now, not the ancient part, but the modern part. Is that based on your life? Or?
My life and my girlfriend's, and just about everybody who has a bad date story out there. So we actually ran a contest on my website, tell us your bad date story, and we'll send you some swag.
And then they become an episode. And,
That's funny.
But it's interesting, though, that John, that you of all people are doing this, although I'm very excited doing the web series ourselves, because, she said that, web is the way of the future. And so when an
Absolutely.
established actor such as yourself is willing to, in other words, a lot of people are trying to cross over from the web to mainstream, but you already have.
That's going to stop.
So
That's going to stop. I mean, right now, what's happening? People are trying to cross over from the web to mainstream. Yes, I agree that that's what's going on. But what I believe that web-based entertainment is to television what television was to radio.
I shake my hand on that one, John.
Yeah. So,
you heard it here.
So it's only a matter of time, and you can see every time you watch television, you can see how people are, whether it's intentional or not, they're weaning us all as viewers onto a web look. How many times have you seen people on ABC, CBS, or NBC referring to a screen that has a picture of a YouTube video on it?
Sure.
With the header and the footer, everything is on there. So we're getting used to, day after day, we're getting used to computer images on our television anyway. So I think it's television as we know it internally is going away. Television as the consumer knows it is not going to change at all. They won't know the difference.
And just to interject here, the great thing about the web series medium is that you can interact with your audience.
Right.
Like Jake and Samantha tweet now. Did I mention the website? www.datinginthemiddleages.com.
That was a good plug.
What was that again? www.datinginthemiddleages.com.
That's right.
Ah, yes.
And
No, you hadn't mentioned that.
You can actually follow these characters on Twitter. And
Oh,
Sam
so the characters, not just you, the
and
characters.
me, but,
Oh, and you.
but Jake is Jake Haggerty, at Jake Haggerty.
Yes.
Sam is writer S. Collins, because Samantha Collins.
Now, are you actually tweeting for your character,
Yes,
or is
yes.
she?
Yes.
Oh, you're actually.
Not a lot. Because I started getting into the tweeting thing, and I was ravenously into it, and then I realized how much time it takes. Oh my gosh.
You thought, hey, I should be working.
I should-
And you
yeah,
do, and you
yeah.
work a lot. I mean, I was looking at how much you've done since the last time you were here.
Well, yeah, so I tweet occasionally. It's good. And I do the Facebook thing occasionally too.
If
So there
you
you go.
followed him, his character, he was stuck in Heathrow Airport over Christmas. Him and Samantha were supposed to get together for New Year's, and it didn't happen. So there's this whole side story going on also on Twitter, as
Oh.
well as what's coming up on the website.
And were you actually stuck in Heathrow?
No, Jake was.
No.
Okay. So the weather was bad.
Jack was, yeah, the weather was bad.
The weather was bad, actually.
So what's cool about that is that Devin is taking the both of these mediums and the social networking that's available out there, and pleasing the audience that way as well, so that they have a vested interest in the relationship, they have a vested interest in the lives of the characters who are on the show. They know them because they have friended them or they have tweeted back and forth with them.
All right, so you're on Facebook too? The characters?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm on Facebook. It's complicated, isn't it? Are we on
Oh, yeah.
Facebook?
Yes, we are.
Yes,
The
we're on
show is
Facebook.
No, you are, they, you know.
I'm not.
Samantha
Yes.
Samantha.
Samantha is on Facebook.
Okay.
Jake
I'm still
travels
stuck
a
in.
lot.
I'm still stuck in.
That's
You're stuck in Heathrow.
He texts us and tweets.
I can Uber tweet. It's easy. I can just Uber tweet.
How do we find Samantha on Facebook?
She
We'll give you a
is
plug with that too.
Samantha Collins at www.facebook/Samantha Collins. But you
2 L's.
can also, yes,
Okay.
thank you. You can also follow the show on Facebook. We have a huge, I guess it's a like page now. It used
Oh,
to be
yeah.
a fan page, but now it's a
And it's
like.
on YouTube though, right, as well?
The show's on YouTube,
So I saw it on
Lip
YouTube.
TV, A Daily Motion, YouTube, the website, and Vimeo.
All right. We will be right back.
Well, my mother always said you gotta kiss a lot of toads before you find the perfect prince. Meanwhile, in my head, I'm just singing and dancing my way through the trials and tribulations of dating in the Middle Ages. And it's humiliating.
And we are back with John Schneider and Devin Mills today talking about the web series Dating in the Middle Ages. And you just got back from CES.
Yeah, that was pretty great. We're actually looking for sponsors for the show because branded entertainment is the future.
Yes.
And what's happening now is a lot of big companies are getting behind shows. I don't know if you know about Easy to Assemble. That's Ileana Douglas's show. She actually went into IKEA and got IKEA behind her. She's going into her 4th season. Lexus got behind Lisa Kudrow's show, Web Therapy, before it was picked up by Showtime. So this isn't something new, but it's something that's going really mainstream now. And at CES, we had meetings with people, and the show was very well received. We're talking to Ford, and Motorola, and Canon,
Wow.
and I mean,
And you said there's just a lot more interest from advertisers. They get it.
they get it that the future is online. They get it that print advertising, commercials are kind of the way of the past, and everything is moving more to online. So it's a very exciting time for the whole web series online entertainment media.
They all have departments. I mean, they've been doing that ever since TiVo came out. They had to figure out some way to get people to watch their ads, be able to advertise. So the internet was wide open for that. So web-based entertainment was where those commercials went. They're still on the networks, but I haven't watched one. Have you? I haven't watched a commercial in years. So they had to figure out a way to be able to advertise their cars or their screwdriver or their beer, whatever it is that they're advertising.
But you might have a little problem with product placement in the Middle Ages, though, right? Because like she's riding on the horse and pulls out her Verizon
It's only
cell
a
phone.
portion of it.
It's a very small portion of the
Okay.
show. That's a little teaser to kind of give you a taste of what the whole episode is going to be about. Very funny.
But also, she could say, well, what would happen in the Middle Ages if I could text Sir Galahad? So she could ride on a horse and do that. Why not?
It
Do
is
anything.
fantasy. Anything could happen.
And now you've done 4 of these, but she told me you're signed up to do 10 more.
Yes, do 10 more. 10 more.
And you're singing in how many of them?
I don't know.
You will be
Several,
fine.
I guess. Several. La la la.
Whatever he wants.
Several. But it's really cool because that is where everything is going. There's no way that it's not. And oddly enough, it's back to what was happening in radio with the Lux Radio Theater, with Jell-O bringing you Jack Benny. There aren't the rules and regulations of ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, there's so many,
Not
so
yet.
top-loaded. Not yet, but they're so top-loaded with rules and regulations and what you can do and what you can't do. But on the internet now, so far, a car company can bring you a show. A studio can bring you a show. FootJoy from a golf store can bring you a show. So
I like that idea.
On
Call
that,
us.
on that note, NBC Universal has their own digital studios. I actually met the president of digital entertainment for NBC Universal. She was speaking on a panel at CES. So they totally get it. They have
MGM too.
They have an original scripted series called In Gale We Trust. It's a fun little comedy on NBC.com, and it's actually been picked up for season 2. And it's actually sponsored by a life insurance company. You know,
Yeah.
the whole show is branded entertainment.
Now, what's it like for you when you said there are no rules? I'm wondering, for you as an actor, is it a little more, I don't know, do you have more fun with it maybe or not? Or is it just another job? No offense, but I mean, you know, when you're acting, is it different? You know,
kind of
is
have
it?
fun.
No, it's not. It's not really different. It's cameras and people and trying to relate to people, having a good time. But the back end of it, I think, I feel truly like we're at the birth of an entirely new era in entertainment.
Well,
So-
again, it's exciting to hear somebody with your background saying that because, again, I think she and I definitely are sold on that, so it's good to hear.
Well,
that.
yeah, everybody,
Messages.
they're all going to go there. They have to. That's why NBC has their department. That's why MGM has its digital department. So the future is web-based entertainment. There's no doubt about it. So it's great to be on the first floor of that rather than to be in the herd that discovers, oh my God, radio's over. Let's run over here to this television thing. I'd rather be there at the beginning of it so that it's done right, so that I learn it properly, but also so that it's done well.
Yeah, well, indeed. And you still managed to fit a few other things in, I hear?
Yes.
Like Desperate Housewives?
Desperate Housewives, that was fun. That was a really, really amazing experience there. We had 400 extras one day.
Oh.
400.
Oh, that's right, because the scene where they were all on the street.
Yeah.
And what'd you do on Desperate Housewives?
What or who?
Well, that's a good, yeah. What would that, you know,
I was Keith, who was dating Bree. I was his father. And tried to get
Bree?
I thought that
Oh.
Bree was coming on to me, and there was some misunderstanding and stuff. But she shouldn't be.
It was a different kind of role for him, so it was really great to see him in that. You know,
That's
because-
creepy. Was that creepy?
Yeah, because he gets to
Oh,
play a
creepy,
creep
huh?
on the show, and I was like, oh.
I said I was creepy. I didn't say I was a creep.
But it was fun to watch because he's such
Which
a
would you rather be,
lovable,
a creep or a
handsome, you know, love interest. So it was really great to see that flip side of him. Nice range.
Thank you.
And you also have done 90210.
The 90210 was a kind of an evil stepfather on 90210. Did a bunch of movies. Last time we spoke was about Gods of Circumstance.
Yeah.
And I won the Best Actor at the British Film Festival.
Congratulations.
That's right.
Yes.
And actually, I was a judge at that film festival.
Well,
There you go.
yeah. So that was fun, and I had a movie coming out called Doonby.
Doonby, what's that?
Doonby is, you have to check it out online. It's a suspense thriller shot in Texas about what happens when you make choices. Good ones, bad ones. Not everything that happens after a good choice is a good thing. Not everything that happens after a bad choice is a bad thing. It's really an interesting movie done by a British company.
Now, are you creepy, or what was the other word?
No, I'm not creepy.
Evil?
I'm not
Or
creepy.
what are
It
you?
sounds like some of Samantha's bad days. The
No.
choices she makes.
No, I'm not a creep. I'm somebody trying to do the right thing. But no good deed goes unpunished.
I like that.
Yes.
Now, last time you were here, we
Yes.
talked a little bit beforehand. I loved it because you gave me the perfect quote to start off the show when you said, "They can kiss my..."
I did say that.
Referring to the Smallville producers.
Well, now let's clarify. Let's clarify that because these the folks that I was talking about. I wonder what the question was because they were.
We talked about when they wrote you off the show because you went home for Thanksgiving or something.
Oh yeah, that was bad. Those guys are terrible. Yeah, those guys. They didn't write me off the show because of that. They wrote me off the show because they've written everybody off the show. Because as you go on and on and on, the licensing fees get less and less and less, and the leads get more and more and more. So you got to figure out somebody's got to go somewhere.
Well, the reason I mentioned that was just that I saw you were back on there, so I figured something changed or happened if you did a.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm back in the 10th season. I've done a bunch of personal appearances and really didn't understand the effect that the Jonathan Kent-Clark Kent relationship had on people. So I kept hearing about how important that was to people and how people had watched, they cried in a tent in Baghdad when they watched Jonathan Kent die. Wow. They were there in their uniforms. I mean, it's really amazing. Then I got online and I typed in Jonathan Kent dies, and there's all these videos come up on YouTube, and they're heart-wrenching.
And now Jonathan Kent lives.
Well, we don't know if he's alive, I don't know if he's a ghost, I don't know what he is. But I was in the opening show, the premiere this year. I'll be in a couple more, and I'll be in the last one. I'm going up in February to do another one. And I love it. Tom has become one of them now. Tom is one of the executive producers. So it's great. And the other thing, there was a deal about Thanksgiving where you sign a contract that says you will adhere to Canadian holidays. And I checked and checked and checked, and anybody who has a family would say, of course, if we will not use you on Thanksgiving, unless we absolutely have to.
Yeah, no, American Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So I was here the day before Thanksgiving, and I got a letter. Well, we switched the schedule because of something. It was not life and limb, and they said we need you up here tomorrow. And I said no.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. We will be right back with a Tom Welling lookalike. How's that?
Okay.
We'll be right back. And we are back with John Schneider today, and joining us now is actor Wesley Wilson, an up-and-coming young actor, fitness guy here too. Thought we'd pair him. Doesn't he look? I think he looks a lot like Tom Welling.
Yeah.
So I thought it was fitting that we have him, your executive producer from Smallville, ask you for advice on how to make it in the business.
Wow.
So yeah, John, it's like you hear people, especially in California, like, oh, Hollywood actors. Everybody in some sense wants to be an actor. So many people trying to be actors.
Right.
What's it take?
What does it take? Wow. I think it does take a certain amount of classes out here, just because casting directors are aware of what's going on in certain acting classes. So it has to be a good acting class, which means it's probably an expensive acting class, which means you have to have a good job to be able to afford to take an expensive acting class, so that viable casting directors are aware of you. Okay, so that's one. And then when you take that class, you have to make sure it's somebody that's teaching you how to act in front of a camera, not on a stage.
It's totally different.
Totally different.
Are you taking classes right now?
I am. Hunter Buddy is pretty good. He's Starship Troopers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So he told me it's mostly stage work right now, but we're gonna be doing some.
Gotta be, you gotta figure out what it is you want to be, and then learn that.
Exactly.
So if you stick on the stage thing much longer, if you want to be a stage actor, then stay in there. But if you don't, there's no reason in the world, I don't think, to learn stage acting if you want to be working in front of a camera.
Totally.
At all. It's a waste of time.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time.
It's a different feeling too, the way that he's teaching me to act. It's more for plays.
Yeah.
Which is great. I'm learning a ton, so much. And
it'll build your confidence.
Yeah.
But it won't teach you what to do in front of the camera. And we're in a whole new world now, which I haven't actually heard anybody really talk about. The digital world, even with these cameras, let alone a $100,000 Sony, right, gets everything. I was working with an editor on a film called Doombeat, and he said, what actors today need to understand is that all you have to do is think it, and I'll see it, because of the clarity of digital photography. So that makes, the old thing was stage acting is like this, and film acting is like this. Well, now stage acting is still like this, but film acting is like this.
So you got the actor here telling you not to do stage acting, okay?
Well, if you want to be on the stage, take a stage acting class, but not, don't. And then you got to, there are some message boards where you can find out about auditions.
Yeah. I've been doing some background work. I did Entourage and Meets.
Uh-huh.
So people ones of that. And just kind of seeing how they did it. You're right. They're not all over the place on stage.
Yep, they're small. They're very small. Background work is dangerous. Unless you turn that into a relationship with somebody that can move you forward, don't do it.
Did you ever do any background work?
No.
Oh.
No.
Because yeah.
I was in Smoking the Bandit in the background, but it's just because they couldn't figure out what to do with me.
Why is that, John?
I stopped because I heard this as well.
Yeah, there's a stigma. Background, they don't want to.
Oh, no, I just meant why couldn't they figure out what to do with you?
Oh, I know. Because I lied my way in. It's a whole other story.
Should he lie?
So the other thing is too, yeah, when you have the chance to audition for something, give it, figure out what it is, figure out what you think they're looking for, because they don't know. So figure it out exactly what it is and be it 1,000,000%. Don't be ashamed, don't be afraid. Go in there. If it's somebody that jumps up on the desk, jump up on the desk. Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it, because you don't have, as tacky as it sounds, you don't have a second chance to make a first impression.
Right.
You get cast in a movie, you get cast in a television show because you were the guy they wanted when you walked in the door. And they said, I don't care if he can act, because that's the guy I'm looking for. Okay? You can't.
So what you're saying is kind of luck.
No.
Right place, right time.
You just can't vacillate. You can't come in there, because I've not gotten a whole lot more work than I've gotten. And I've gone in and I've given everything, and it's been absolutely not what they wanted. But I gave them everything. I didn't give milk toast. And sometimes they'll call me back. I went in for Dirty Sexy Money a bunch of times. Never got it. And then 2 years or however long that show ran, they wrote something for me because I've been in there. It's been different people every time I went in. They know the Dukes of Hazzard guy, they know the Smallville guy, but who the hell is that? And what was that all about? And they wrote something for me. Same thing on Desperate Housewives. I went in year after year after year, gave them the wrong thing every time.
It's great. You know, it's funny too. We're speaking about Smallville. I have all the seasons that are out now.
Oh, cool.
You guys kind of got me into like wanting to portray now.
Yeah. Oh, terrific. Smallville's great. And it's a good one to watch because
great, yeah.
Tom understands that it's, in a digital world, it's small. So it's good to watch Smallville to see what's going on in somebody's eyes.
You know, I never knew Superman was Superman.
Well, yes, of course. Now we do.
Exactly.
Now we do.
How important are agents, especially for a newcomer? Is it a big deal who you have for an agent?
Yes. An agent wants to make money. So if you're doing something in an acting class and you think the agent should see it, if you have an agent, because
Yes, I do.
okay, should come in and see it because they'll see something and they'll smell a buck. They say, wow, he's really good. I think I can make some money off of him. I think 10% of what you're making is going to be valuable to me. So then they'll go out, and if they're a powerful enough agent, they'll talk to a casting director and say, look, I know you don't know this person, but trust me, I want you to bring him in on this thing, and they will. So it works that way.
I'm sorry, we're almost out of time. In our final minute, any last words of advice for our up-and-coming Tom Welling? Wesley Wilson.
Just do it. Learn everything that you can. Watch a lot of television right now. If you want to be on television, watch a lot of television, see what they're doing. If you want to be in the movies, go to the movies a lot and see what they're doing. Current. Because the game is changing right now. The game is all changing. Okay?
So pretty much what you're saying is charge it.
Charge it.
Charge it.
Charge
I
it.
always say to my clients, I have to say it.
Charge it.
Charge it.
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you very much,
Bring it
John
on.
Schneider.
Thank you
Always a
very much.
pleasure to have you here,
Great,
sir.
thanks, bud.
Thank you, Wesley. Take a look
Go
out
get
for
'em.
Dating in the Middle Ages with John Schneider. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next time.